A rift in spacetime split the sky above the chaos of a battlefield. Satoru Gojo, the jujitsu sorcerer, stood unfazed as curses flooded the area. His limitless technique turned the tide effortlessly, warping the space around him and stopping the curses in their tracks. Beside him, Yuji Itadori fought with a ferocity that only someone struggling with an ancient curse inside them could understand. Sukuna, the king of curses, stirred within Yuji, his presence a constant weight on the young man's soul. Just as Yuji's cursed energy flared, a violent tremor shook the earth beneath them, followed by an overwhelming pull from the sky. The fabric of reality itself seemed to tear, a vortex of energy spiraling around them, drawing them in. Yuji grabbed onto Gojo, but it was too late. Within moments, they were ripped from their world and sent tumbling into the unknown. When they landed, the world they found themselves in was nothing like the one they had known. The sky was a sickly red, with dark, jagged mountains looming over a barren wasteland. The air crackled with an unnatural energy that made Yuji's skin prickle. They had no time to process their surroundings before a squad of imposing figures appeared from the smoke, a group of towering space marines, their blue armor gleaming under the dark sky. They were armed and ready, their bolters aimed directly at Gojo and Yuji. Gojo raised an eyebrow and let out a quiet laugh. "This is new," he said, his voice calm and amused, as if facing armed soldiers was the most mundane thing in the world. Yuji, however, was more cautious, his eyes scanning the Marines. "Stand down," the squad leader barked, his voice booming through the helmet speaker. "State your intentions." Gojo didn't flinch. "Well, if you're offering a drink, I'd say I'm here to have fun. But if not, I'm just a tourist, honestly," he quipped, his nonchalant attitude only adding to the tension. With a simple flick of his hand, the bolter rounds fired at him froze mid-air, suspended by his limitless technique. The Space Marines hesitated. They had never encountered anything like this before. The leader's voice crackled over the intercom. "What manner of sorcery is this?" Before they could respond, a figure stepped forward, the Inquisitor. His piercing gaze scanned Gojo and Yuji, his suspicions growing by the second. "You are not of this world," the Inquisitor stated coldly, his hand resting on the hilt of his power sword. "Come with me. We will learn what you are." Inside the towering vessel, the air was thick with incense and metal. The ship's cold, sterile corridors contrasted sharply with the brutal atmosphere outside. As Gojo and Yuji were led to a holding cell, they noticed the Imperium's war machines, each one a testament to humanity's endless struggle. Gojo, ever the one to find humor in the bleakest of situations, chuckled. "Endless war, huh? Sounds like a headache." The Inquisitor wasted no time with pleasantries. "Explain yourselves. You wield powers that should not exist in this universe." Yuji, still dazed by the journey and the strange world around them, glanced at Gojo. "What is this place? Who are they?" Gojo shrugged. "Doesn't really matter. I'm just here for a good fight." The Inquisitor's lips twisted in a grim smile. "A fight? We have plenty of those here, sorcerer. You will fight for the Emperor, or you will perish." Gojo's eyes narrowed as he regarded the Inquisitor with a bored expression. "I don't think you understand. I don't fight for anyone. I fight for fun. But if you want to make me fight, you'll have to work for it." The Inquisitor, clearly growing frustrated with Gojo's insolence, ordered them taken to the ship's war council. As the doors closed, Yuji spoke quietly to Gojo. This isn't a normal world, is it?" Gojo glanced over at him, his smirk returning. "No, but I've had worse places. At least here, it seems like they're always ready to fight." Meanwhile, on the other side of the galaxy, the Chaos Gods watched. Tsench, the Chaos God of Change, felt the power radiating from Gojo's limitless technique, sensing the potential to manipulate reality itself. Sukuna's dark energy, entwined within Yuji's body, caught the attention of Korn, the Chaos God of blood and war. Both forces saw an opportunity to bend the two newcomers to their will. Tsench's eyes glowed as he sent his agents to corrupt Yuji, hoping to twist him into a vessel for the Chaos God's chaotic schemes. But Yuji fought back, struggling to contain the malevolent power of Sukuna that threatened to rise within him. His body burned with cursed energy, and for a brief moment, Yuji's will was nearly crushed. But Gojo intervened with his boundless power, crushing the Chaos Sorcerers with a single effortless wave of his hand. "Is this all Chaos has to offer?" Gojo taunted, his voice light as if he were swatting away an annoying fly. "I've had more trouble with a toddler's tantrum." But before they could leave, the sky shattered once again. The ground trembled as the demon prince of Khorne descended from the storm above. The massive creature, its body a monstrous fusion of man and demon, wielded a bloodthirsty axe that seemed to hum with the promise of destruction. It roared, the sound shaking the heavens. "Your power will be mine," it bellowed, its eyes glowing with madness. Gojo didn't flinch, his aura flaring as he stepped forward. "Now this is what I'm talking about," he grinned, ready to face the demon. Yuji, feeling the pressure of Sukuna's influence, clenched his fists. He had to hold himself together, but the sheer power of the demon prince made his cursed energy spiral out of control. As the demon prince swung his weapon, Gojo's limitless technique activated, bending time and space to dodge the attack with ease. Yuji, summoning his courage, unleashed a massive burst of cursed energy, the raw force sending shockwaves through the battlefield. The demon prince, enraged by the resistance, charged once more, but Gojo's infinity halted its every movement, freezing the demon in time for a brief second. Gojo smirked. "You're slow. I'm getting bored." With a wave of his hand, Gojo sent a wave of energy crashing through the demon's form, annihilating it in an explosion of dark magic. The remaining chaos forces scattered, unable to stand against Gojo's overwhelming power. As the last of the chaos forces fell, the Inquisitor and the Imperium forces watched in awe. Gojo stood amid the ruins, his energy still crackling in the air. Yuji, still struggling with Sukuna, glanced at Gojo, who was already looking for the next challenge. "Gojo," Yuji began, his voice heavy. "What are we doing here? This world, it's just endless war. Is that what we're supposed to be part of?" Gojo's smirk never wavered. "I don't play by anyone's rules. But I think I've had enough of this place. Let's go home." They turned toward the rift that had brought them here, the storm swirling around them once again. As Gojo and Yuji stepped through, Gojo called back to the Imperium, "You guys keep fighting your never-ending war. I'll be having fun somewhere else." With that, the rift closed behind them, leaving the Imperium to pick up the pieces of yet another battle. Gojo and Yuji returned to their world, their journey through the Warhammer universe leaving them with new lessons about the true cost of power, but also reaffirming that, for them, the only thing that truly mattered was having fun with the chaos.